जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय 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 जय राम ओम श्री राम नाम करेंगे नहीं तो राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय 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 राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम Swami apa
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram
Jai
Jai Ram
Shri Ram,
Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Again, coming back to Namotsava, this is one sadhana which Papa keeps on hammering. No, no other sadhana is necessary if we involve ourselves totally in this. We have understood all his teachings, but we find mind is not concentrating on the theme behind the nama during the non-chanting time. This is the biggest struggle all of us have. Even during the time of chanting also the mind revolts. But again it comes back because there will be 1 hour 45 minutes chanting means. Even if the mind goes here and there, it will be brought back by the repetition. But what we are trying to develop during that period, we are unable to stretch it in during the non-chanting time. So that is how probably this Namotsava concept he gave us, so that whatever we handle during the non-chanting time, it is brought out in the form of a brief narrative and linked to the Nami through Nama chanting. This is an attempt now he is making us to go. That is why we are going through it again and again and again and again. So not merely chanting, that is why it has been named as Namotsav. Utsav means an uplifting celebration that brings joy, enthusiasm and togetherness. It is not merely an external observance, but a joyful expression of devotion that turns the mind toward the divine. In that sense, Namosava is a sacred coming together in the remembrance of the divine name. Beloved Papa reminds us that chanting is for remembrance, and that constant remembrance gradually leads us to God consciousness, even while we deal with people and situations in daily life. He makes it very clear, not to be limited to the chanting period. Because chanting should enable us to remember him, not during the time, at the time of chanting alone. Is it clear? Constant remembrance means not during the time of chanting. Beloved Papa reminds us that chanting is for remembrance, and that constant remembrance gradually leads us to a God consciousness, even while we deal with people and situations in daily life. So this is the litmus test. The moment we come out of the session, he will place us in a challenging situation. Even in the bhajan hall also, no? Even in the samadhi mandir also. Though many of us practice Ramnam individually and collectively, chanting may at times become mechanical and give only temporary joy without truly connecting us with the indwelling divine presence. To deepen this experience, chanting needs to be supported by reflection on the divine and his attributes. With this purpose in view, these guidelines have been prepared to help shape the right inner attitude during chanting. Reflecting on them while chanting may help us derive the maximum benefit from the sacred practice. In these guidelines, Nami means the one whose name is being chanted, while Nama is the divine name we repeat. Nami is the divine reality, God, who is present within us and everywhere. We are going through what we have done all these days, but a repetitive hammering is necessary. So we will read this slowly. Let us see whether the mind takes it. If God dwells within you, a vehicle may look strong and complete from outside, but it cannot move without fuel. In the same way, words written on a page become visible only because of the white background that silently holds them. Though unnoticed, the hidden factor is what makes everything possible. This whiteness. We don't recognize the whiteness. We only see the words. Both are relevant. Words written on a page becomes visible only because of the white background that silently holds them. Though unnoticed, the hidden factor is what makes everything possible. The fuel, the whiteness. Similarly, within us too, there is an unseen presence because of which we feel alive and know that we exist. So we have to ask ourselves, how do I exist? One easy answer would be that my heart beats. Achha, how do you do anything for the heart beating? No. So there is a power, unseen power. Whether I know it or not, whether I recognize it or not, it goes on. Similarly, within us too, there is an unseen presence because of which we feel alive and know that we exist. That inner beingness is not separate from God. He is the Nami, already present in our own heart. Nama chanting, done with this understanding, gently turns the mind inward, helps us become aware of that indwelling divine presence. The two examples are directly connected to our outside world. Verifiable, no? Not a dictum or a dogma. We all remember when many decades back when we had to go on an All India tour, there will be miles and miles and miles where you don't get any petrol bunk. So, though careful, at times it so happened that we will be running out of petrol. Keep the vehicle, wait for another vehicle to come, or a two-wheeler, explain to him. Then he will take us to the nearest petrol bunk. And from there we go 5 liters or 10 liters we buy, and then again wait for another vehicle to go this way. Everybody used to oblige because it can happen to everybody. Then we come back, fill it, then start the vehicle and then go. When we read this, we remember that. So that means it can be connected to my daily life. I can understand that. If the fuel is not there, outwardly the car may be most impressive to look and comfortable to travel, but it cannot move unless the fuel is there. Similarly, our body, mind, intellect may be first class, but body, mind, intellect will function only when the life force is inside. He is the Nami, whose name we are chanting. Drop eye and mind to stand face to face with the Nami. When clouds cover the sun, it appears as though the sun has disappeared, though in truth it is shining all the while. In the same way, when muddy water is treated with cleansing nut powder, the dust settles and the water becomes clear. Clouds and the dust. Nothing happens to the water, nothing happens to the sun. Similarly, the name is Nami is ever present within us, but the sense of eye and mind acts like the covering that hides his presence, cloud. As this ego sense reduces, the mind becomes quiet and transparent. Then the Nami, who is the true self, reveals himself naturally. Nama chanting, with this inner attitude, gradually removes this veil and enables us to experience our oneness with him. Vehicle and the fuel, words and the whiteness in a paper. Clouds and the sun, the dirtiness and the clean water. All point out the same thing, in different language, that's all. Same. So when we chant, there are 11 now, the first batch of 11. We select that which is okay for us. First we will complete 11 and then see which is okay for us. The Nami is the eternal light and joy pervading the universe. Space is present both inside and outside the house. The walls seem to divide it, but in truth, space remains one and undivided. In the same way, a single thread runs through many beads in a garland, quietly holding them all together, though it is rarely noticed. So space is the space one, as we normally used to share, we buy a site, we will only see the site. Then we know site is the substratum. And then I get an engineer, a plan is worked out, the architect comes and we say so many things, he accommodates many of them and gives us a blueprint. And then construction work starts. The moment the construction work starts, in your mind, the site has disappeared. Think about it. You are reminded only when the statutory authorities ask you for some. Then immediately you apply. What is your measurement? 46 by 44. Oh, okay. Which village are those things? Again, after giving to the office, we come back. We forget. In our mind, only the building. And after the building is constructed, never in a dream we will remember the site. Suppose you take me to you will only say, this is my balcony, this is my sitting room, this is my drawing room, this is my puja room, this is my bedroom, this is my work area.
Work area.
Work. Behind the kitchen, no?
Backyard.
Eh?
Utility room.
Utility room, okay. You will not utter a word about. That is our place. So here he says, that is called the space, Space is present both inside and outside a house. Walls seem to divide it, but in truth, space remains one and undivided. In the same way, a single thread runs through many beads in the garland, quietly holding them all together, though it is rarely noticed. Likewise, the Nami is the one infinite awareness that pervades everything within and without. He is the light, because of which we know that we exist. We know that we are sitting. We know that we are hearing. We know that we are, the light. The Nami is the eternal light. In all our mantras, Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra taragam nema vidyito pandi kutoyam aghi. All these things we say that. In every function we start with lighting the lamp. When we go to the puja room, before we start, we light the lamp. Symbolic, I am becoming aware of your presence outside also. You are within me, outside also. Likewise, the Nami is the one infinite awareness that pervades everything within and without. He is the light because of which we know that we exist, even without any external help. He is the eternal joy expressing as all creation. Nama chanting with this understanding helps the mind gradually expand beyond limited identity and feel his all-pervading presence everywhere. So through the example, suppose when we reflect on the example, so while chanting, so 3 examples, what are the examples we have gone through now? Huh?
Vehicle and fuel.
Huh?
Vehicle and fuel.
Vehicle and fuel.
Sun and
Huh?
sun and cloud. And
Sun and cloud.
And he said,
Huh?
white
and words.
Muddy water and clear.
Muddy water and katakanat. Okay. Space. Inside, outside.
Thread in the.
Huh?
She said thread in the beads. Thread in the garland.
Garden. Thread in the garden. Okay. Now we will chant. Whether we have heard this. By just hearing it, we don't know whether we'll be able to. We will make a trial. Somewhere you have to make a trial. Na? That is the purpose for which all these efforts have been made. Because this technology is yet to evolve. We have heard now. 100% convinced. Beautiful examples. Okay. Let it not remain just like a knowledge. We have used that example only to identify the Nami. Nami is the fuel. Nami is the thread. Nami is the sun. Nami is the
Space. Space. Whiteness. Space.
whiteness. Nami is the space.
Now.
3 means 6 must have come there. Yeah. Huh?
Thread. Space. Whiteness.
Nami is the fuel. Our body mind elect is the
Sky.
vehicle.
Sun and the sky.
And then next one was
The light and the white. The sky and the clouds. Clouds and.
Nami is the sun. Clouds are our thoughts. Then
And space inside and outside.
space. Space is the Nami. Whether inside or outside is always there.
Whiteness.
Untouched, unaffected, unruffled, undiminished is space. And then
Whiteness of the paper.
Huh?
Whiteness.
whiteness. The whiteness upon which the whiteness is the Nami. Whiteness is the Nami on which letters are there. Letters can be displayed, but we don't recognize. Then
Kadakanat and water.
Katakana, that is a cleansing alam.
Alam.
And we put that, it has got a clear water is the Nami. The dirty water means that the mind is flowing. So the Nama chanting, by Nama chanting, we are trying to cleanse, and then what remains is it was a clean water. It started associating with the dirt. It became dirty water, and then again, the dirt got separated from the water. Again, the pure water. The pure water is the Nami.
Auntie said thread in garland.
Huh?
Auntie said thread in the
Thread. Without the thread, the garland cannot come. But none of us recognize. So thread is the Nami. All our activities, thoughts, words, and deeds are the flowers. But if it has to be in one string, the string should be there, which is not visible. So Nami is the thread. So we have now slightly, through examples, at least our mind is now getting convinced about the Nami through the examples. Examples drawn from daily life, not all talk. All these things are verifiable. With this, we will try. Om. Or 2 times here, not merely the slow chanting. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram.
But while chanting Ram Nam, is vanished.
Good.
Then the mind does not generate the thoughts, it becomes still. The thoughts are not coming. Another thing also, the joy with if I get some promotion and other things, the joy is different. But while chanting the Ram Nam, the bliss, the joy I enjoy is something uh, beautiful, and it connects the universal cosmic energy. The oneness is there. The the difference is not um, mentioned or not realized. We are not feeling the difference. I do this. The joy is something different. The mechanical joy, the way chanting Ram Nam, the joy is something uh, which is superior, and we realize it. It cannot be expressed in words.
Words.
This is the feeling.
Good. Somehow, if you are in a position to maintain that, great blessings, great blessings. Anybody would like to say anything from their own experience? This will all add, Now, when we hear these, it will also get registered in our mind. It will prepare mind shape, no? Mind may go out, but it can be brought back. Anything else from anybody? Okay, we'll move to the next. Let your deeds become the spontaneous expression of the Nami within. A flute does not produce music on its own. It becomes melodious only when the musician's breath flows through it. In the same way, a pen writes only when guided by a hand. A flute does not produce music on its own. The pen does not write something remarkable by its own, no? There should be somebody behind the flute, behind the pen. Similarly, when we see clearly that our life is sustained by a deeper divine power, our actions no longer feel like the achievements of a separate individual. Then thoughts, words, deeds begin to flow more naturally as expression of the Nami within. Nama chanting reminds us again and again that we are instruments and that the Nami is expressing himself through this body and mind. Just like the breath activates of the musician, no? When he passes through the flute, a melodious music. A pen, when it is handled by a person, and all his emotions, all his thoughts, when it flows through that, no? Through the vehicle called language, but the language is conveyed, it is through the pen. It becomes a beautiful thing, everlasting. The moment you go through that, so the Nami. So by all these things, we are trying to remember the Nami, 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 Nami. Those who are established in this Nama chanting, to them it is not necessary. Most of us are struggling. We have faith, we get some glimpses, but we are unable to hold on. We are unable to maintain the same spirit during our non-chanting and non-spiritual, labeled spiritual disciplines. So this is addressed. Most of us belong to this category. Nami is the beginning, middle, and end of all happenings. A movie appears on the screen, continues for some time, and then disappears. But the screen remains before the movie begins, while it is playing, and after it ends. In the same way, waves rise in the ocean, dance for a while, then merge back into the same water. That is why we go to the beach, We may not know, but everybody is looking at this. Sargastitile yan yandi budbudhani varini. Shankaracharya says. This is the one he says. The waves rise from, exist in, goes back. Thoughts rise from, stay, goes back. It was a serious thought before some. It was occupying my mind. It was guiding, so it was leading me. But after some time, it's all right. A movie appears on the screen, continues for some time, then disappears. But the screen remains before the movie begins, while it is playing, after it ends. In the same way, waves rise in the ocean, dance for a while, then merge back into the same water. Likewise, every event in life has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But all these take place only in the field of awareness. That awareness is the Nami. He is present before everything happens, during its unfolding, after its completion. Nama chanting with this understanding trains the mind to recognize his continuous presence behind all changing experiences. Chinmayanandaji is one example came to us now. He said, go back to your school days. Nowadays it may be different, our school days. There will be a blackboard there. There will be 7 or 8 periods, I think 7 periods. 45 minutes, 45 minutes, 45 minutes. We have got a timetable, morning, this time to this time, mathematics, this time to this time, history, like that. Each teacher comes and then takes the class and writes that subject on the blackboard. If a mathematics teacher comes, formulas, this and that, no. If the chemistry teacher comes, he'll write about the various chemical component, the chemical equations, physics, like that, language, geography, history, like that. And in the evening, every time the 45 minutes, with the duster we clean. Through that, we learn. While reading, we may not recognize the board. But when the next period starts, the monitor, class leader, in our SLC class, we were the health minister. So then the health minister go and clean it. So we have to go with the duster. And I may not be able to reach. Everybody will laugh. All those things we remember. So the board was there. Board is the one, board in the beginning, while the class is going on, after the class. 5 o'clock when we leave, the board is exactly the same. Easy for us to remember. A great principle, So here again, he says, a movie appears on the screen, continues for some time, and then disappears. But the screen remains before the movie begins, while it is playing, after it ends. In the same way, waves rise in the ocean, dance for a while, and then merge back in the same water. Likewise, every event in life has a beginning, a middle, and an end. But all these take place only in the field of awareness. We know that we are sitting, We know that we are hearing. We know that we are seeing. We know that we are. Whatever is seen has a beginning, middle, and end. Whatever is heard has got a beginning, middle, and end. Think about it. But I am there. What is it that? That is the Nami. That awareness is the Nami. He is present before every happening, during its unfolding, after its completion. Nama chanting with this understanding trains the mind to recognize his continuous presence behind all changing experiences. The Nami is the real doer. Many machines perform different functions, but all of them work only because of one invisible electricity. In the same way, cooking becomes possible because of fire, though we usually notice only the food being prepared. We keep on remembering Atma Bodh, Bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi sakshan mokshaiga sadhanam pakasya vannivad jnanam vina moksha siddhyate. Pakasya vanni. For food, vanni, fire is necessary. Otherwise, it cannot be prepared. Similarly, this awareness, without that, we will not reach that. Jnanam vina moksha siddhyate. If we don't get that awareness, knowledge, sat chit, no moksha. So he has brought it from daily life. So many machines perform different functions, but all of them work only because of one invisible electricity. In the same way, cooking becomes possible because of fire, though we usually notice only the food being prepared. Now, because there is a shortage, everybody remembers about the fire now. And now we ourselves are buying an electric oven. So all these things, without that it cannot be, Likewise, all our actions are possible only because a subtle divine power is functioning within us as life force, consciousness, and intelligence. Without that power, we cannot think, speak, move, or achieve anything. That inner me, the real doer. Nama chanting with this bhavana gradually helps us drop the burden of false doership and live as his instruments. The Nami who is love dwells in the heart. Warmth naturally radiates from a heater. Sweetness is naturally present in sugarcane. These qualities are not added from outside. They belong to the very nature of the thing. Similarly, compassion, kindness, selflessness, inclusiveness, and sacrifice are natural expressions of the divine love, which is present within us. That divine love is the Nami. When we chant the name with this understanding, the heart opens, hardness gradually melts, and the presence of the Nami as pure becomes more evident in our life. Warmth naturally radiates from a heater. Sweetness is naturally present in sugarcane. These are not added from outside. They belong to the nature of the thing. But because we have not understood, we attribute it to the body, mind, intellect. Somebody is kind, somebody is merciful, somebody is sacrificing, self-effacing. We immediately attribute it to the form, person. Papa puts it in a very limit. There is a joy in recognizing that, that's all. And same thing happens to our relationship with the Guru also. Mataji is very kind, Mataji is selfless, Mataji, love, everything we stop with Mataji, you know. Bliss personified is Papa. Love personified is Mataji. Self-effacing, a personified is Swamiji. All these things we attribute to the three forms. That is why we are there where we started. No? In spite of recognizing it for decades, not 1 or 2 years. Even today, probably when we say we don't try, we don't feel that it is the manifestation of the all pervading Almighty through that purified forms. Similarly, kindness, selflessness, inclusiveness, sacrifice are natural expressions of the divine love present within us. That divine love is the Nami. When we chant the name with this understanding, the heart opens, hardness gradually melts, presence of the Nami as pure love becomes more and more evident in our life. 8. All are one in the Nami. Gold appears as rings, bangles, chain, earring. Their forms differ, yet the substance is one. In the same way, clay may become pots, lamps, or idols, but all are nothing but clay in different shapes. Likewise, all beings appear different in name, form, nature, and background. Yet, the one reality shining in all is the same. That one is the Nami. Differences belong only to the outer appearance. The inner essence is one. Nama chanting refines our vision, helps recognize this common factor behind our diversity, thereby fostering harmony in family, profession, and society. Gold appears as rings, bangles, chains, and earrings. Their forms differ, yet the substance is one. In the same way, clay may become pots, lamps, idols, but all are nothing but clay in different shapes. Likewise, all beings appear different in name, form, nature, and background, yet the one reality shining in all is the same. That one is the Nami. Differences belong only to the outer appearances. The inner essence is one. Nama chanting refines our vision, helps us recognize this common factor behind all diversity, thereby fostering harmony in family, profession, and society. Absence of otherness. The Nami expresses himself in an atmosphere of innocence and sincerity. The seed sprouts well only in fertile soil. Our reflection is seen clearly only in still and clean water. When the ground or the medium is disturbed, what is hidden cannot express itself properly. The seed sprouts well only in fertile soil. It may sprout, die. But when we dig a pit, remove the subsoil, fill it with surface soil, a little bit of cattle manure, mulch, and then sow this, and then water it. Different. In the same way, innocence and sincerity prepare the inner atmosphere in which the divine can reveal himself. This innocence and sincerity, it is spontaneous. That we should know. Spontaneous. Spontaneity. In the same way, innocence and sincerity prepare the inner atmosphere in which the divine can reveal himself. When cunning, pretense, and ego reduce, the mind becomes simple and transparent. Then the Nami can express himself more freely through us. Nama chanting, done with this understanding, purifies the heart, helps this divine presence shine forth in daily life. Two more are there. We are not in a hurry. So we will try whether we remember any of the examples first. Any of the example. Because any example can relate. Now we have understood. Eh?
Auntie said flute and pen.
Flute and pen.
A flute and pen. Something can happen.
Second one, Auntie said. Fuel and
Paper. Fuel and paper, no? Whiteness.
Whiteness.
Fuel and
Whiteness.
then
Auntie said screen.
screen, correct.
Then ocean and water.
Yes.
Ocean.
Thread in the garland.
Thread in the garden. Fourteen examples we have gone through.
Ocean waves.
That has already come.
Electricity.
Electricity in different gadgets.
Whiteness.
Fire.
Fire. And even space.
Space.
The heater emitting warmth.
Heat.
Fire. Heater.
Blackboard.
Then there was one.
Gold and ornaments. Good. Soil and the fertile plant.
Auntie said clay.
Movie and the screen.
The screen said. Somebody told. Auntie said screen. Clay.
Clay.
Then,
Space and building.
space and building.
In the building?
Space and building.
Space and building. So naturally now the remembering tendency, a culture is being developed now. Remembering. And these are all expressions of him. Previously we were not. We were identifying only in an idol in a temple or a guru in an ashram, or nama chanting or bhajan, or some rituals or some Vedic knowledge. Other things, we were naming it as worldly. Now, whatever we have talked is all worldly, but now we understand it represents it's a symbolic representation of the. So when we say all pervading, one by one, all these things might help us. Not merely all pervading.
Auntie wants to say sugarcane.
Sugar in the sugarcane. And one more was there,
Innocence.
Eh?
Innocence and simplicity.
No.
In that, what was I? Can't
No.
remember.
Sugar.
Heater. हो गया.
Flute and
Flute also over.
Flute and pen first.
Flute and pen got over first.
Okay. Space and clouds cover.
Oh, clouds we didn't say.
Clouds we have not covered.
Clouds we didn't say.
Now all of us will try, We have heard about 13, 14 examples, verifiable examples. It is not something we have to apply. So there should be some method by which we try to, probably one method could be to note down this. Not merely noting down. And in sugarcane.
change the character of the person. You can't change because he doesn't same.
We don't have to change. We are trying to see the current behind it. A heater, if you touch, you will get burnt. Is it not? You cannot change it. But you are now understanding that the electricity is there behind that. So if you switch off and touch it, no. So my character, I cannot change. But I am trying to understand the pulsating force behind it. And the more and more I get connected to that, automatically the something changes. Outwardly, no, but inwardly, yes.
So our external nature will continue to be as it is right now.
I won't say it exactly. There will be what do you call
Some
smoothness now. It will not go entirely. That is definite. Because the nature which is born, we will say, it's a good person, short-term bird. It's a good person, short-term bird. Initially, when he will just, Venkachana, I used to sing. But we know that Venkachana his heart is gold. But moment you go there, what you get is something totally different.
Swami, it's a proverb, Swamiji. The quality with which you are born, it will not go even if we are burnt. In Kannada, it is.
So the inherent nature, it is there, okay. But inherent nature will not be harmful when the other one comes out more and more. We look at that person, what he does, how he is kind, how he is broad-minded. He is not me and mine. He is not constant. He is not influenced by me and mine. But though his outer appearance may be irritating. Shantivarman, very crude, But inside, we have seen many people. Pamparan may not be intelligent, but what he stands for. So that means the inherent nature is there, intact in everybody. So when we try to connect with that nature, the outer disturbing factors will not cause us any problem. We will coldly hear. After some time, he will melt down. He will accept what we say.
Darshan Singh uncle also.
Darshanji, Appa. We were told in Bhajan hall, suppose one boy cries, he came from military, he will, just like he picked him like this. And somebody reported to Madaji. Madaji, if he directly says, he will get shot and bird, he will go. But who will look after him? Madaji's concern is like that. So she will call Swamiji. Swamiji will put it in a nice way. And Swamiji will call Darshanji. This is not military, no? Children will come, daddy, their children. He himself has told me this. Darshanji himself has told me this. Madaji says, I will immediately justify, because, there should be a decorum, discipline. Discipline, no? Military. Discipline. When somebody is standing, you should not utter a word. So he will be physically lifted and come. Swamiji coolly. Swamiji waits for that moment when he becomes sober. That also, he told me this. Not Swamiji did not tell this. Darshanji himself said, I was such a person. So Mataji will handle it in such a way that I don't go out, because Mataji's concern is all these idiosyncrasies nobody will accommodate excepting ashram. So who will look after him? He was telling me how he came here. He was touring after his retirement. Somehow he came to Kanyangal, Anandashram. Somebody said Anandashram is a good place. So he took a bicycle on hire and started and came here. Straight away he was taken to Mataji. Mataji looked at him. And then, how did you come? I came from a cycle. Cycle? You have got a cycle? No, higher cycle. Go and give back the cycle, take your bag and come here. No other word. No other word. When he was telling, he was choking. And I couldn't say no, because of that authority with which she said. I went back, he put the bag, and that day I joined here. So Mataji knows my roughness. Unintentional roughness doesn't mean anything bad. It's totally selfless. Whatever he gets, he will distribute. He put it in the bank. Finally, he gave it to us only. Very simple, honest, straightforward, upright. And when Papa's Samadhi room was constructed, and I was there, somebody has to be there, From morning till night, Darshanji will be there. He goes for food and come back. Throughout the day, he doesn't talk to anybody. And for some time, he was in charge of the library. Everybody will be afraid to go there. If you take a book and if you don't return, finished, you will get it. Huh. But we had the privilege of associating with him for more than 15, 20 years. Gem of a person. So the outer may not change. We don't have to bother. But inner refinement takes place because of all this. Closely associating.
When he dropped the body, Swamiji said this was the most glorious one. Dadima died in October. Our Haldipur uncle next month in November, and Darshan uncle in December.
No.
They were standing outside after the body went down. His son Swamiji sat down on the chair after the body went. His was the most glorious one.
Morning, he used to prepare coffee for us. We go to Swamiji's room at 5 o'clock. We start our correspondence and everything. Who are all coming, who are all going, all those things we will go through. In the diary, we make a mention, unlike today. So all of us are aware who is coming and who is not coming and how many people are coming. So at 6 o'clock, means there is no 5:59, there is no 6:01. 6 o'clock, Darshanji will come with the flask. And he will give coffee to Swamiji. There is a designated cup. Nobody can touch it. And it will be full. Swamiji drinks complete. And then 2 or 3 hours, we will go to his room. He will prepare coffee there. First class coffee. And we take the coffee. Going on regularly. So one day when he was sick, his another weakness is 7 to 8 times he will take bath in a day. Now, he has to go, pour water, come back again. So a body started giving trouble. So then there was a storeroom next to his. Then we were discussing what can be done. Swamiji, he takes about 6 to 7. Convert the storeroom into a bathroom. Immediately Gopal was asked to come do it. The storeroom was constructed so that he can go to half a dozen times, That was also done. Then again the back pain was severe. Everything was severe. So somebody said this massage will help him. So one Charagan was called for. And he underwent that. It became worse. Came back. He gave them left and right. I was all right. You made me. And I told them, don't worry. He's a good person. Elderly, and he having. And we said, whatever is to be paid, you tell me. Don't worry. And on that day, then he was becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. On the day of his death, morning we went there as usual. So he was lying down. Darshanji, why don't you have a cup of coffee? Okay. So we prepared the coffee. Then we knew he's thinking. So Vimalama was called. She came out and said yes. So then went to Swamiji's room. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. 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 Om Shri Ram.